Here we are on part 3 of chapter 9. I need to open up the data 3 workbook. Notice I have a circular reference. We're going to take care of this here in a few steps. So go ahead and click OK. Next, I want to click on the Quarter 1 Worksheet tab. I can see I'm in column C. I'm going to move this over just a little bit so I can look at the information in column A. So I see my labels. So what I want to do is I want to look at where B3 is included in the totals. Is it across the row or is it down the column? And I can do that by going to my formulas and coming over here to trace dependents. And I can see that B3 is used both in the total here for the department totals and for the monthly totals. I'll go ahead and click in E10. Let's trace the precedence. Where is all the information coming for that cell? And I can see it's across the row, so including each column. Right, let's go ahead and remove those arrows. Let's click on quarter 2 sheet. Looking up here in E3, I see a green triangle in the corner indicating that there's an error somewhere in that formula. And I can look here and it says formula omits adjacent cell. Well, what cell is it being omitted? I could look here, it says sum of C3 through D3, which means May and June, so I'm missing the April. I can also come up here in error checking. It found the error and I can say update to include the formula. It updates the formula. Now when I look, it says B3 through D3. If I hit F2 to go into edit mode, I can see that, yep, it includes the entire thing. That looks pretty good. Also, let's hit that error checking again. Yeah, let's look for that circular reference. I'm going to come down here and say circular reference. There's one in E10. What is a circular reference? Well, if I look at the formula, it says B10 through E10. So it's going across here and it's including the total. So it keeps including the total as it goes. And that's a circular reference. We need to correct that. So I'm just going to come up here to E10. Actually, I can just go into edit mode here so you see it better. E10, and I'm going to make that a D10. Or I could select the entire range again. But let's just say D10. Click OK. My formula has been updated. Now let's run over to quarter 3 sheet. And we're going to look at another formula here. So I have some averages. I also put this little asterisk apparel because I love to be able to reference cells. And the instruction says to type it. Well, I'm going to type it one time, reference the cell, make it an absolute cell reference so I don't need to continually type things in. All right, what I want to do is I want to average any of the cells here across the row that have apparel in them. Now, the little asterisk here means it's a wild card. So anything before the word apparel would be included. So women's apparel would be included, men's apparel, junior apparel, shoes, no, outerwear, no, accessories, no, but children and infant apparel would be. So let's go ahead and do an average if. So I'll go equals average. Now I'm going to come down here to average if. Now the next one down says average ifs. That S indicates multiple criteria. Now we only have one criteria here, so we only need the average if. I'll hit tab. Control A opens up my function argument dialog box. So what range do I want to evaluate? Well, since I'm going across just the row, that's the first one. Do I need to lock it in? No, because I want it to move relative to the next cell down. Now, what's my criteria? The criteria is going to be this asterisk apparel. Do I want to lock it in? Yeah, I do. So let's hit F4, tab, and the range that I want to have the average of, it's going to be the 3 monthly sales. Don't include the total because that would be like a circular reference. And I'm going to say, okay. Now right here, it gives me the average apparel for women's. Now, if I drag this down, I can see that I have this divide by 0 error. So I have an error in here, but I also have the ranges. Now, let's fix that divide by 0 error. So I'm going to come back to F3 and in front of the average if, so between the equal sign and the average if, I'm going to click in there and I'm going to type if error. I'm going to go ahead and tab. Now this is a nested function, so I'm putting a nested function in here. And if I click in the if error, make sure that's the active one, and hit my F of X, my if error dialog box opens. If I, on my average, see here's my average. So if it opened the wrong one, just click in the part of the formula that you want to be displayed. Now it says if error. If there is an error, what do I want? And I'm going to say I want it to be blank. So I'm going to come in here and say shift, quote, quote. No space between them, because if I put a space, then it says I want to display a space, but I don't. I want it to be blank. So no space in there, just value if error blank and click OK. Now when I copy it down, those divide bys go away. Why? because we're displaying a blank. Now, while we have everything highlighted, let's go ahead, go to the Home tab, and let's make this accounting format. I'm going to grab these middle ones right here. Actually, do I want to do that? I'll just leave the whole column as accounting format. That'll work. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a watch window. So click on the yearly total sheet. Let's select B3 through F3. Come up here on the formulas tab, click on watch window, and we're going to add a watch window. So it's going to watch this range right here. We'll go ahead and say click add. Now we have all the numbers in here. We can see that Q1 worksheet, Q2 worksheet, Q3 worksheet, Q4, and they're all referencing E3. Now, if I go to my Q4 worksheet, that watch window still is hanging out so I can see what's going on. If I go into D3 and change that 80,000, let's just make it 100,000. So I'll go 100. Notice I didn't put a comma in there because that's a bad habit to get in, because all your functions, those commas are new arguments. So just type in 100,000. Now when I press Control Enter, I can watch over here in my watch window and see things change. So I'm gonna go Control Enter. Now if you were paying attention, you would have seen that we had a change right here in this Q4 worksheet and on our total. Now if we watch carefully, I'll just go backspace or I'll do an undo. Now watch, see the numbers changed here. I'll go back and do it forward again. So by changing that, we can watch in our window. All right, let's do some data validation. First of all, let's hide this watch window. So put it away. Let's select the range B4 through D4. So October, November, and December for men's apparel. On our data tab, come over here to data validation, and I'm going to select data validation. This says any value, but maybe I want it to be a decimal. So I'll say decimal, and I want to say less than or equal to, and the maximum will be 500,000. So it's got to be less than or equal to 500,000. Now I'm going to need to have an input message. My title will be sales data. For the input message, let's type in enter the monthly sales amount. On the alert tab, I want it to be a warning. Now this is a full stop, meaning if it doesn't meet the criteria, they cannot move on. Or you can give them a warning. It might be wrong, but we'll still let you go. And the other one is, here's just some information. So we're going to select the warning. We're going to say possible invalid data. That's what we're going to title it. For our input message, let's put the projected maximum is $500,000, period. If the actual sales are higher, comma, enter the actual value, and I'll click OK. Notice we have, it says enter the monthly sales amount. So in D4, let's type in 600,000. Enter. Here's that possible invalid data. So it says, do I want to continue? I say yes, or I have a no, or I can cancel, or I can ask for help. For this one, I'm going to say, yeah, I do. That's the actual sales. Now I want to highlight this information. So on my data validation, I'm going to say circle the invalid data. And all it does is puts a circle around there saying that cell didn't meet the rule. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll end the video and then we'll start a new video for part 4 using the same workbook. So I'll meet you in the next video.